The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Oh, and we're hot. Today is a Monday, and it's a wonderful Monday. What do they guys say? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Or you can just sing "It's a Beautiful Morning."
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I like that one too. Right. And thank you all for tuning in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. We appreciate you so much. And I just want to say good morning to all of you. And good morning to Vera and Deron and Girlie and the Katrina. And they're just so many, in this past week and weekend, I met more supporters as I have gone accustomed to doing and enjoying it so much. You want to say good morning to?
Well, our resident caller Sylvia out there.
Yes.
I got your T-shirt, your "Are You Tired of Racism" T-shirt.
Uh-oh.
I got to get it to you. Come on over, Miss Broden, and pick it up. And everybody out there, good morning. It's a beautiful morning. It's a little chilly out there, but the sun is shining.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that feels so good.
That's a good thing.
And we are knowledgeable of the fact that when we get to this time of year, it's going to be crispy. And Thanksgiving is coming. And, somebody said, well, tell me how to fix a turkey. I said, oh, you want to know how to roast a turkey? There are so many different ways that people are preparing turkeys these days. But the basic one is to roast a turkey in your oven. And when you take it out of the package, you wash it really good, inside and out. And if there are any innards in there, make sure you take them out. Sometimes the neck and, all of that is packaged and stuck inside the turkey.
The gizzards.
So you season it with the seasonings that you prefer. Salt and pepper basically is used, but there are those who use onion powder and garlic powder rather than onion, salt, and garlic salt. You want to cut down on the amount of sodium. It seems that the African American community has a larger experience of hypertension, or some call it high blood pressure.
Right.
So you want to reduce that as much as you can. Then you can take a carrot, wash it, peel it, and stick it inside the turkey along with a big onion and a few garlic bulbs and celery. And then you make sure that, I'm sorry, one thing I should have said first is that you take softened butter, or some people use canola oil, and you make sure that you wipe that all over the turkey before you sprinkle on your, rubber down, right, before you sprinkle the garlic powder, onion powder, and your salt and pepper, because it sticks to the bird that way. Then you want to maybe put about, but depending on the size of the bird, I guess, about a half ounce or ounce or so of water in the bottom of the pan, and stick it in the oven without a top. You turn the oven on to 400 for about 30 minutes or so. Your turkey starts to get beautifully brown. Then you open the oven, put the top on, and put it back into the oven, and you cook it the rest of the way on 350.
Let it slow roast.
Yeah.
So you get that nice brown, crispy skin.
Isn't that the truth? So anyway, it takes, again, of course, the size of the turkey, but it takes maybe about 2 hours or so, if it's not too huge.
Right.
Of course, yeah. So anyway, that's a basic way of roasting a turkey. Sometimes, you hear on a news show that there's a help number to dial.
Right. The butterball line is the one that's most popular.
Okay. But I tell you, today, we also have Google or Siri, or what's the other one's name? It's another one.
You got the Amazon person, because I think Siri, that's Apple.
Apple.
I don't know what Amazon calls theirs.
And Google, yeah, right. Or you could go to the computer and Google helpline. Help me.
There you go. Someone gonna help you.
Right. To get some basic information for preparing the turkey for Thanksgiving.
You know, that used to be a rite of passage, Miss Bro, for the women to cook that first Thanksgiving turkey. Now you done moved up into the realm of real womanhood. Now you done made your first Thanksgiving turkey for the family and stuffed it with dressing, and everybody enjoyed it.
Yes, well, today we are advised not to put the dressing inside the turkey anymore, because depending on the size, again, of the turkey, you have your leftovers for a few days, and the dressing can cause food poisoning. So anyway, they don't recommend that you put it inside any longer.
How do we manage all those
I was just going to say the same thing. Well, probably because the turkey didn't last as long as it does now.
True that. It was always a family affair.
Yes, and sometimes that poor little turkey was there's nothing left, Oh, man. And then, people would take some sides home with them.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Then, of course, you have sandwiches for the children to take to school, and the parents and take to work and all. So there goes the turkey,
There goes the turkey.
Right.
I was a dressing guy. My mother would make that cornbread dressing. Ooh, boy.
Yeah,
I'd eat that even before the turkey.
That was the best, absolutely. But today, in this century, in 2021, I have a grandson. I said, I want you to help me in the kitchen.
Yes.
Because he can pick up the turkey with no problem. Rinse off the turkey inside and out, no problem.
Ain't nothing to it.
Yeah, rub down the turkey with oil, no
Beat
problem.
the turkey up a little bit to tenderize it. I know I cooked the turkey before. I made a Thanksgiving turkey myself.
Is there anything additional you would like to share?
I usually give it a little rub down. I got my own little thing, little garlic sauce, some seasoning salt. I rub it down to get the skin a little flavor. Get up under the skin with, like you said, the butter and the oil. And I put a little olive oil on there because you really wanted to get that crisp feeling. And, also make a few Cornish hens on the side.
Okay.
Because those are easier. They cook faster.
That's true.
And, I just remember being young. I think we missed that, Miss Bro, with the family, because somebody was always tasked with the family dinners. Going over Auntie such and such for Thanksgiving, and somebody had Christmas, and somebody had Easter. So you knew you were going somewhere to eat well. And everybody would bring something, to the table with them,
Right.
Those days, whew. 'Cause, I got parents from Texas and parents from Georgia, so you got a little bit of everything.
Cooking.
The Texas folks would have rabbit and
Oh my goodness,
they have everything. But we got to get back to that, Miss.
Yeah, right.
Back to family and love.
Yes, so that people can have another family reunion besides a funeral. Exactly. It seems that's when you see the young ones who are taller than you. My goodness, I haven't seen you since such and such,
Right.
And we should not be drawn together always on an occasion such as that, So anyway, something to think about.
It is.
Something to look forward to.
Without a doubt.
Even cash out your pop bottles, drop that change in a bottle, and over a few months you'll see how much it adds up to, And either pack the car or get a ticket to go to visit, family.
Yes.
And today there's more family moving miles and miles away than in the past too.
Yeah.
Many families lived right within the same neighborhood.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I have a friend who there are 3 homes on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Her home and each of her children
Stay
have
on the
purchased
same
a home on the same on the same street.
That's beautiful.
So that's a consideration as well. But you know what else? Our people over the years have not given a lot of thought to building a home.
Well, I'm going to say this, because a friend of mine out there, he's bought over at least 35 homes.
Wow.
And they're all over on the east side.
Wow.
And, he's trying to get me to buy one. But he's got a lot of us from school to buy homes. And he's trying to create a community of us over there, And it's so we got that family feel again. And we all usually meet at his house. He got a nice sized house over on McDougal there. And we all would go over there and hang out, watch football, and chill out and have a drink or two. But it's like that's where all the guys go. But he wants to create that through the neighborhoods again. And that's how we can build up neighborhoods. Bring your friends in. Come on over. Buy a house over here.
Right.
Just somewhere to go. And, bring your family. And next thing you know, we build up community again. Because that's the biggest thing. I live on a small block, only 6 homes. And we all know each other. And it's such a beautiful thing. My neighbor, she getting older. She might have Alzheimer's. And it just so happened one day she was walking down the block. But since I know my neighbor, picked her. Come on, Miss B. Matter of fact, her last name is Brazier. She's a Miss B like you, Miss B. And, walked her back home. Like, look, Miss B done walked out the house. Oh, we didn't even know she had left. But it's family. I got keys to their home. They got keys to mine. And that's how it's got to be. And everybody, I cut the grass for other lady down. Her husband passed away, so I cut the grass, make my son cut the grass. Go down and cut the grass. And that's how we got to get back to it. Because that's how I remember growing up. It was like everybody knew each other, and you knew their last name, the Allens or the Johnsons. It was just a family affair.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
That's right. And then the other thing with that, we also have to be concerned about curb appeal. People say, what is curb appeal? Well, curb appeal is the look of the outside of your home and your property around. Do you sweep the street in front of your curb? Many people cut their grass. Do you edge your grass? Do you make sure that your sidewalk is level, your driveway is level and repaired? And there are so many services, I've mentioned this before, that we pay for with our taxes that we don't get anymore the way they were meted out in the past.
Right.
And that is sidewalks. Many sidewalks are unlevel because the city does no longer prune the trees on the block that they did. And trees search for water. They search for water. They want nutrition.
Growing and growing, right.
And you want to talk about something strong? Oh, roots are strong. They push the sidewalk blocks up. And the next thing you know, you're stumbling over the raised concrete. And, of course, the trees in your own yard, backyard, front yard, need to be pruned as well, because they can crack the concrete in your garage. These are things that people really don't think much about, but it's a fact that happens. And when the trees are not pruned to be kept in line, that's what they do. So
Indeed.
you look for that. Make sure your shrubberies are shaped
and
up.
trimmed, yeah.
That's right. And the windows are washed. And there was a gentleman who came over to do some work, and I had my gutters cleaned out. He was cleaning out the gutters. And I said, I appreciate it if you also could help me get the windows clean. He said, oh, yes, ma'am. And I'll get some, he said, paper towel and some vinegar water. I said, well, I have something that works faster than that and better than that. He stopped. He's like, well, vinegar works really good. And it does. I said, but I'd like you to try this. So I said, you have to take the water hose and you screw it to the side of the top of this bottle. Mm-hmm. And then you turn the water on and you press a button and you spray it on the window. And he's like, I want to see this,
Right.
So when he finished, he's like, oh, wow, I got to look at it, buying some of this. They're just sparkling. I said, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's those crystals.
It's a good, nice, soapy kind of product. It does not hurt your grass or shrubs or anything. And it doesn't take long either. So you can do the windows all the way around the house and be finished in a jiffy.
Ain't that like some nice gleaming windows?
Yes.
Because they do get dirty.
Right. You don't even think about it, but yes, you're absolutely right. Right. So I had the home we call tuck point,
Right.
where some of the
that concrete around everything started to crack up.
Right. So all the way around the house, I had that taken care of. But all of that is a part of
that maintenance
of the home. That's right. Right. And then your curb appeal makes the neighborhood look nice
because
and
you're a part of the neighborhood.
Cared for. That's what you want.
Because I was one of the last people to move in my neighborhood. And I was the only one left with how you had the grass down the middle of your driveway.
Oh, yes.
And, oh, my God. I was so glad I got to the point where I could afford to get all that out. I got a new driveway put in about 4 years ago.
Oh.
And now everybody on the block has beautiful driveways.
Yeah.
And that's what you want, folks. You want some uniformity. And and it shows. It makes the whole neighborhood look nice. And
it does.
And then the property value goes up.
That's right. Right. You're right. So that's something to consider, something to think about, and something to practice on a regular basis.
That's it. And I was looking at an article about the fact that people are being sold these homes by people that don't even own the homes. And we're going to have to get in touch with this legal firm that's been handling these cases and have them on the show, Ms. B, because when you don't know your neighborhood, you don't know who owns the homes.
That's right.
You don't know who to ask. Hey, what do you know about this house here? You don't know who to call. And see, people, that's what we got to get back to. That's why neighborhood is so important. That's why Ms. B, hood research, we always talk about you do better when you know better. Because when you know people who know things, then you don't get tricked and conned by people. You see, that's what happens, bro. We don't know who to call. You call hood research.
Right.
We can go have people check into it for you. Say, okay, I got this address over here. We're going to have one of our real estate guys look into it for you. Instead of you just going blindly and cutting the deal with somebody. They had the poor woman that paid on the house 10 years. They told her she owned it. Then the next thing you know, they calling the evictor.
Oh,
she had done all the renovations on the house. And all
10
this other
years.
Stuff. 10 years. She only paid $15,000, she claimed. The guy sold it to her for $15,000. Well, I think it was 3 years. And she bought it for $15,000 and turned out the guy sold it to her really didn't own it. And it's just a mess. And they say that 1 out of 10 people in this city are dealing with this.
And some rent property from a person who does not own the property.
Exactly.
That happens as well.
Yeah. And that's part of the thing. There's supposed to be some rent-to-own scheme. Jeez. I'm telling you, this is why you take $20 out of your purse or your wallet and join Hood Research.
That's right.
Because you're going to end up, it's a
That's
valuable $20.
Hey, that's for sure. We are expecting a guest today. As a matter of fact, the doorbell is ringing.
Okay.
So we are looking forward to the door being checked out. The numbers here are 313-868-4336. 868-4336. 868-0342 and 868-0351. Please call in if you have some ideas that you use on your turkey or that you share for your Thanksgiving dinner. Call in and share it with us. If you know of someone who has had a challenge with a home, share that with us. But I'm concerned about our young people coming up and purchasing property and building, and they can have just what they want, And I believe the guest that's coming can shed some light on the fact that I think property footage, the frontage, I should say, has been increased. If you had a lot that's 35 feet across, I think it's been increased now. So we can ask for confirmation on that. And I used to think about the various accessible amenities in homes.
Right.
And some homes would have a cabinet that actually had slots for tops. You don't even think about slots for tops in a cabinet.
A lot of the homes in Detroit, they older stock. So you're going to have to do some renovations on them to bring them up to speed. 40, a lot of them built in the turn of the century, a lot of them built right after World War II, like 46, 1950 homes. But once you put a little money into them, like I done pretty much redone my whole bungalow, new kitchen, finished basement. You do what you got to do, and the main thing is, if you have the let's say the money to do this, you've got the capital to do this. Invest in your home, people, because it's a good investment. And it's where you live.
Yeah, right.
You want to enjoy your domicile.
Exactly. One of the last homes that I was living in, we had the wall cut in, and had a countertop or a bar made, and on both sides, so you could see from the kitchen into the dining room, and you could sit there, comfortably. So you just add your ideas to your property.
When you know better, people, you do better, you feel better, and then all of this hooks in, Ms. Brown, because you always talking about voting. Always. When you're coming home and you own your home, you feel more obligated to get out there and be a part of and do your civic duty. It's like, look, I pay taxes, I pay property taxes. I want to get out here and choose who's going to make decisions for me. And that's why you got this guest on coming up. He's going to be talking about some issues that's important to all of us. And we got to get on the ball with this stuff, Ms. B.
That's right. That's right.
I just love feedback, people. You guys don't know how good you got it every Monday, 9 a.m. to have somebody come here bringing information, guests, all type of stuff. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
We love you.
And then also remember that on Saturday afternoon, they can join us on Saturday afternoon from 3 p.m. to 6 to talk about issues and bring forth their information, ask questions.
The international phone call.
Yeah, right, right. As a matter of fact, I do get people from other parts of the country as well. But we want you to join us for an afternoon with Hood Research. And that's on a phone call. So for those who have pen and paper handy, I'll share the number with you. It's 1978 area code 990-5000. It rings once, it answers, then you put in an access code, which is 338729. Press the pound key and join us. We have guests on, and there's so much information that one can glean. And I talk about computers and tell you why. The poor little computers, there are young ones who purchase a computer for their mother, uncle, father, grandfather, etc. And the little computer sits over there in the corner in the dark, and he says, "Take me out of the box. Take me out. Take me out. Learn how to use me, won't you, please?" Well, I want you to know that those of you who are 60 years of age or older, Wayne County Community College has free computer classes. Wayne County Community College District has free computer classes for all of those of you who are 60 years of age or older. They have introduction to computers. They have working the internet or navigating the internet. And then they have an advanced computer class as well.
Wow.
And the computer, for those who have not thought about it, is the replacement for the encyclopedia.
Yes, it's got everything now.
And the internet has more information than you could read about in a lifetime. We started at Hood Research teaching Introduction to Computers in 1996 because computers started in 1995. That does not mean computers did not exist. Do not misunderstand. They were available, just not to the broader community. And in 1995, I've said this before, it was 1995. We said, what the hell is 1995? So the research started researching to find out what that was about, and it was a commercial for the introduction to computers for the broader community. And we would have a class of as many as 40 people. And anyway, I was so glad that Wayne County Community College was teaching Introduction to Computers as well. Our classes were free of charge to those who joined us.
What'd you say? Flip said we got 1 minute. We got to let him go so we get this guest in here.
All right. Yes, we take our break at 9:30. So for those of you who are thinking about taking classes, please go register at Wayne County Community College. And for those who want to join us on Saturday, remember to write down that number that I gave you. Well, stay tuned, and we will be back momentarily with our guest.
All right.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle, Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Warmer.
Wally Warmer here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the
Chew! And other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the...
Chew!
That's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
I've always been a runner, but I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer?
Sir, yes, sir! Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends. I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.
And take us along with you. And you know another way to take us along with you is to go to the App Store. And when you go to your App Store, you put in WHPR-TVNOW. That's WHPR TV now. And you definitely can take us along with you.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And we're streaming live on Facebook right now, folks.
That's right. That's right. And we have with us this morning our guest Ishmael Terry. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
He's an appointee of the zoning board for the city of Detroit. First, tell us who is Ishmael Terry.
Oh man, how many words you can? How much time you have?
So
I'm Ishmael
10
Terry.
minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, that's what I need to know. I'm Ishmael Terry. I'm born and raised here in the city of Detroit. I've had the pleasure of being involved in every level of government, from federal to local. I'm also had the pleasure of running my own nonprofit 501c3 for the last 25 years called All for One, and then created a development company called Pleasant Heights Economic Development Corporation, where we build things, community development projects here in the city of Detroit. We had the pleasure of building new city parks and tearing down old dilapidated commercial and residential property in the central portion of the city of Detroit that would be considered Dexter and Linwood and Livernois and Joy Road and those areas. So we had the pleasure of doing those things, and we built a coffee house. We were one of the first organizations or agency development companies to have their art mural placed. and that is located at Mr. Whitlow's Barbershop. If you go over there on Montgomery, in that area by Linwood and in between Linwood and Dexter, you'll see the art mural over there, and it's on his building.
What is it?
So the art mural has Motown figures on it.
Oh, okay.
So it has Marvin Gaye and the Supremes and others on that building.
And he's on?
He's right on Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Yeah, and I would say Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Montgomery, that's near Davidson, right?
Next to Northwestern High School and all of them in that area.
Oh, so that's further down near the Boulevard.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So in 2019, I was approached by the city of Detroit to Planning Development Commission to serve once again, because I served before on the block grant money for the city of Detroit in 2006, 2007, before I joined the state legislating. And so they asked me, and they was asking what area do I cover, and I was like, well, I cover District 7. And so they were like, okay, well, you'll be their representation for appointing to this seat. I said, but when we rezone the area, you got to get rid of all of those auto repair places.
Oh, yes.
We can have 1 or 2, but we can't have 20 and 30 and 20 and 40. We have to start looking to rezone that area. So we're now doing. We're now doing that, and we provide recommendations to the planning development commissioners of what the rezoning is going to look like, and then they take it to city council, and then city council makes the decision on what the rezoning is in that area. So, say for instance, in you guys' area in Barton McFarland, that would be that Joy Road area.
Right.
So we're really working hard to put a squeeze on the auto industrial, per se, by changing a lot of them from B4s to B2s, to turn them into I4s to I1s.
Now, what does that mean? I4, I1, what is that?
Yeah, so that means industrial. That's all it means, industrial Ford. I mean, giving them an opportunity to open up a auto repair place. Well, some places have already been grandfathered in, so you will have nieces and uncles and brothers and nephews and so forth will come back in and open those places back up under an assumed name. So then it will be different from what it was on our books in the city. So then they'll wait 90 days or 100 days to reopen. And once they do that, then it's all about catching them doing that, and then closing them down.
What did we replace them with, though, Brother Terry? I mean, I knew the Dooley family.
Right.
They owned a couple of gas stations, which also did auto repair. One up there on Livernois and Joy.
Right.
And then one over on Tireman near Indiana.
Okay.
And right now, they're both closed.
Correct.
And, they're just sitting there in their eyesores. And so what can we do with these places?
Well, one of the things that we can do, when I ran into the problem when I created Pleasant Heights, is areas like Barton McFarland and Dexter and those areas are not in the DDA, which is the Downtown Development Authority.
Right.
Because they're not in the DDA, they can't get the same kind of push for redevelopment as possible, as quickly.
The funding.
Yeah, well, not just the funding, but the resources as well, the lack thereof. Okay, so you can't get MEDC, which is the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. You can't get the Detroit Growth Corporation as well, because we're not attached to the DDA.
Okay, now, whoa.
Yes.
What does the MEDC do for you if you're attached to them?
Well, they give you the finances and actually the resource to be able to open up small businesses in the area quickly. So they're attached to the state. So they have their own lobbyists, they have their own associations, they have their attachment to all of the community development. So
And
they
then
work
this-
with a lot of small towns.
Okay, and the second
Yes.
acronym you mentioned, who was
The DEGC,
okay,
Detroit Economic Growth Corporation.
okay,
They're the sisterhood, basically, of MEDC.
Okay.
So, but they're directly here in the city of Detroit. That was started by George Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
That came out of the EZDC, right? The Apartment
Development Corp. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when creating DGC, it was to take international funding to go into small pocket neighborhoods, such as Green Acres and others that had those new condos and things of that nature, to build out new businesses in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
We were able in 19 to be able to get Russellwood as well as Norton Park a look at during that time period for the city planning development to be able to come in and start to work faster. But due to the COVID, a lot of those things kind of went backwards instead of going forward.
Yeah.
So basically my job is to make sure that when we rezone it, like Ms. Marcus said, what makes valuable sense to place there and to replace it. So as I look at it, we need more retails, we need more restaurants, we need things of that nature. We need more apartment complexes that turn those old apartment or duplexes and clean them up and turn them into more affordable housing. And then tackling the climate issue of them. Because over the decade, we know that those auto places also have been spewing oil and carbon emissions and things of that nature. We need to tackle those issues as well. So those are the things that I focus on to make this resolve.
There is something that needs to be looked at. Are you familiar with the Mumford Point Marines?
No, I can't say I am.
Well, the Mumford Point Marines are in between these two auto, whatever the heck they are. But anyway, they have huge dumpsters on the sidewalk. And there's not a lot of parking around there for the Mumford Point Marines. And I really would like to see them have a better location or the elimination of these two whatever they are. We hope that they are legitimate, but we are concerned that there may be something else that's
that industrial area though on Joy Road and Schaefer.
Yeah.
Right.
Across the street from that red building and all. Close to that General Dollar. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So that area needs to be looked at. You know?
Okay, then I'll swing over there.
So when you talk about B1 and B2, explain to the viewers about those zoning designations.
So B1s and B2s are business development projects. So those are zoned for business offices and business retails and business restaurants and things of that nature.
Okay.
So that's what B1s, B2s are.
Okay, well, which one is one and which one is two?
Okay, so B1 is more of your fast food restaurants. Those are more your B1s. Also, more your retails.
Like a boutique shop.
Yes. Well, you can have antique shops as long as it's not selling junk.
Oh, you like that.
Yeah, you can't be selling.
How do you know what's junk?
Well, you know it's junk. You can't be selling Fred Sanford things in the place, and then be saying, "Oh, this is quality stuff. This ain't quality." You know.
Actually, what I said was a boutique.
Not antique. You already said it though. So.
It worked out well though, folks. Slip right in.
So you can't sell those kind of things, and then R1s and R2s and R4s are all residential.
Okay.
So those are homes.
Now R1 is what kind of home?
Those are single dwelling homes.
Okay. R2 is
multi. So it's a dual.
A two family.
Yes, like a 2-family flat.
Okay, and then is there a R3?
There are R3s. Those are more of apartment complexes over stores.
Oh, okay,
yes, ma'am.
over stores.
Yes, ma'am. So those are considered R3s and R4s.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Bro, let me ask Brother Ishmael Terry a quick question, because I know zoning and planning go together. And we were mentioning Russell Woods area.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about over there Dexter and Elmhurst area.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know we've lost a lot of population in that area.
We have.
Because I've got some friends who used to live over on Broad Street over there, Cascade, over there near Elmhurst, and I mean that area looks like it's been hit hard.
So I will give you kind of a situation there. I was a developer over there, tearing these things down, putting coffee houses up, and all of these things. I got married, remarried, and my wife didn't want to live in Russell.
And I understand.
Yeah, CBS was closing up and things were leaving. But I told her, if you would just stick with me, I'm going to build this area back up.
Mm-hmm.
We had a problem. I guess I can be a little truthful about things. I can't go into full details about this. But we had a little problem with the city, of course, because they didn't assume that, this man was going to be able to galvanize these people all together and get this place built up in such a quick moment and quick of time. So then we just had a little falling out a little bit with us in the city. We actually won against them. They took us to Dana Nessel's office to try to stop us from keep raising money, because we raised $1.5 million to put development projects together in there. But they didn't want us to build over there yet. They wasn't ready for that.
It's not
area
part
to
of
be.
the plans.
Well, we made it the plan. We didn't let them get off the hook. So but I'm encouraged by what I was able to do, and now it's set up a blueprint to be able to build in neighborhoods like Dexter and Mac and all of those areas that us as African Americans live in. We now have a blueprint we can follow by to build what we want in our city. The most problems that I always tell residents in the city of Detroit, the biggest problem is your mouth.
Okay.
Because when you go to city council, you tell them everything that you're about to do, or you see them in your neighborhood, you telling them everything you do. I'll always tell residents, don't tell them what you're going to do. Just do it first, and then put them on the spotlight to then come for the photo ops. See, that's the great part, is when they come there, because you're going to get your council members, you're going to get your county commissioner members, you're going to get the mayor and everybody else who come by when you're doing it already. The puzzling look is always when they stuck and they see you already doing it. And they'll say, well, why you didn't come to me? And you be like, well, I don't need you to do it. I got the area already, so I'm just doing it. And I'm going to use my resources to put those things there. And that's how I created Pleasant Heights over there. I said, I'm going to use all my federal resources. I'm going to use all my state and local resources and build that area up. And then once we start putting money in there and start building things in there,
you can't come and ask for
now you got to come over, right? You're going to come in now and ask, well, how did you do this? And we'd be like, well, it's an ancient Chinese secret. I can't tell you until after we build another thing. And that's what we kept doing. And so now the blueprint that I'm going to travel throughout the city in all hard-hit areas, we're going to build new things in those areas.
Now, where is Pleasant Heights?
Pleasant Heights is located in the Dexter, Linwood, Livernois, Joy Road area. So that would be your Broad Street as well. That's up towards 14th and that Linwood area. So now you have where it's Durfee Society and all of those places. We're right there on 14th. That is our boundary. 14th up to Livernois. So we take Joy Road and Dexter, and we have all of those areas as well.
So between 14th and Livernois, those go north and south.
Yes, ma'am.
And the east and west.
East and west is the Boulevard and Grand River.
Where's the coffee house?
The coffee house is right there on, I would say, was closed now because they had a break-in. And unfortunately, the people that we had it tied in with a local church in the area, of course, they're white, so they were upset about the break-in, and it was cased. It was, somebody was working there, and they just cased the joint. Then after that, they broke into it.
That's not good.
No, so they just said, well, we're going to leave it for a minute, and so they haven't came back yet. And during that time period, I had already moved to West Parkway and remarried and all of those things. So I'm closer to your Cody Rouge and them areas more. But it's nostalgia because that's where I started in 04. I was at the O'Shea Recreation with All for One. And we had worked with the Michigan State University Agriculture Extension to teach people about, because we were in that time period in 04, we were becoming a food desert. And so we had to start teaching people how to plant food. And we really didn't know that people were that hungry until they came out there at 3 and 4 in the morning and was taking ungrown food out of the ground.
Wow.
So, I've always been a stellar component in this district, in this community. So we're going to continue.
Michigan State had an office next door to the Masonic Temple, didn't they?
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And so we're working really hard. I mean, I tell you listeners, if you have an idea that you want to build something in this community, in your community, wherever you live, put a plan together. And then show a vision towards everyone else. And then all you have to do is just do one project. Once you do one project, everybody will catch the picture on what you're really trying to do. Even though it'll make a lot of other people peed off at you because you doing it without them.
They can get in touch with you to make sure it's zoned for that, right?
Yeah. Well, they can always contact
you. You want to know
me.
that they're doing something right, and you don't want to spend your money to find out you ain't supposed to be there.
Correct. And then one thing, the other last thing too is that when we rezone the areas, they can't be next to schools. They can't be next to churches, 100 feet, 300 feet from schools and churches. So those CBDs, we are looking at them.
You done tapped into somebody. We got a call out there, Miss B. Let's see who we got real quick. You on the air with Theo Broughton, Mark Cummings, and Brother Ishmael Terry Feedback. Talk to us.
Slide go, Silverado.
Happy Monday.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Ishmael. Do you still have your one for all nonprofit?
Yes, ma'am. I do still have all for one.
Okay, make sure we get your contact out. Let's see my youngster over here. He's into that money trade investments. If there's a space or place he can do representations to other people and take their interested in economic wealth, growth, group economics, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Anybody know where I can get an HKR, whatever the gun is, or come out here and do my civic duty?
Yes, you're going to do a civic duty. Okay. All right. Well, at this moment, we want you to give your contact information.
Sure. So you can reach me at 313-378-8474. You can email me at allfor1detroit@gmail.com. So that's ALLFOURONE Detroit@gmail.com. You can email me there, or you can go to our website at allfor1detroit.org, and you can see all of the things that we do. You will see also a new video.
Now repeat the phone number.
313-378-8474.
Got it.
Yes, ma'am. It's great talking to you again.
Thank you.
You got that T-shirt coming, Sylvia.
Get it, baby.
Okay, now.
Okay. Now, planning department. Tell us how many members in the planning department.
There are 11 commissioners. There are designated historic commissioners. That's for those historic areas. So Miss Janice Chapman runs that one. And the rest of them are just directors and employees.
Now, let's start all over again. Janice Chapman, an African American?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many African Americans are a part of the planning commission?
Oh, man, you about to be mad. It's maybe 3
out of the 11.
And then it's a Hispanic, and the rest is white.
Okay. Now, 3 African Americans, 1 Hispanic, the rest are white. Now, how many of them live inside the city of Detroit?
That part I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who.
But you don't have to live in Detroit to be on the planning.
No, you do not have to live in the city of Detroit. It would be helpful because you'll know what's going on. But but I couldn't tell you who actually will in the city of Detroit. I know I do.
Well,
that's all I care.
And that's the important.
Yeah, I can't represent you and be living in West Bloomfield.
Let's see. I asked that.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, I asked that because it makes them appear as overseers, as opposed to people who are seriously concerned about the residents in the city. We have a mayor who said that if you elect him, he's going to build the population of the city of Detroit. But ever since he's been in office, the population of Detroit has gone down.
Correct.
Down. Now, we have a planning department of 11 people.
Yes, ma'am.
And most likely, none of them live in the city of Detroit.
Well, I do.
I thought you were on the zoning. You're on the zoning
yes,
board.
Ma'am.
I'm talking about the
planning. The planning development commissioners.
Yes.
The commissioners.
Now, the zoning board. How many on the zoning board?
There are 11 of us.
Okay, and out of the 11, how many are African American?
4.
4. Okay, and the other 7 are
Hispanic and white.
You know how many on the zoning board live in the city of Detroit?
Our zoning advisory committee, I would say 80% of us live in the city.
Okay.
So that's a lot of us. There's a lot of us that live in the city. They live in Corktown. Some live in on the 6th district because we have some of the Hispanics. So we have some of the Southwest members on there. We have Quincy Jones, who's on the east side. So we have a few of us that that are from the city of Detroit.
Okay, well, you can have some conversation with the planning department.
Yes, ma'am.
But in the meantime, there is a proposal that wants to take our right to vote away.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a serious issue with that. All over the United States of America, we have legislators who are turning back the hands of time, making it more and more and did I say more and more difficult for African Americans to vote.
Ooh, this is a tough one right here, Ms. B. We up against it. We got one more minute. We might have to come back on this one.
Oh, we
go
shall.
right up on the top of the hour.
We shall.
You about to get hot up in here.
Y'all a mess.
We shall.
Get us to a break, baby. Ms. B about to tighten it up.
We want you to stay tuned, call friends, get your pen and paper handy, and we'll be back momentarily.
Just come on back because the heat is on.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Thabiti Mpinda from the Feedback Program. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Hey there, it's me, Butter, with my new book, The Many Adventures of These Nuts. Let's be nuts about our health. Join me and my friends, Wally Walnut, Almond Cruz, Pumpkin Spice, Chica Cheminsky, Morgan Raisin, and Hallie Cranberry, here with rhythm and song to share a fun way to stay safe and healthy. So together we can all be nuts about our health. Ebook available now on Amazon, or get a hardcover copy at www.thesenutstrailmix.com. That's nuts with a Z.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.
And we are back. Thank you so much for staying tuned to feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. Our telephone number is area code 248-234-2371. Again, it's area code 248-234-2371. You can Google us as Hood Research. Our email is contact@hoodresearch.org. And we encourage you to go to Facebook, and we also encourage you to follow us on Twitter. Mark Cummings, my co-host, and I have our guest with us this morning, Ishmael Terry, who is on the Detroit City Zoning Board. Now, Ishmael, I attended a meeting on Saturday where the one of the representatives from the Planning Commission was there along with you, and it was sharing that they want to have the city council take our vote away. Take our vote away. That's been going on nationwide by legislators to make it more difficult for us to vote for our elected officials. Now, inside the city of Detroit, they want to take our vote away so that if someone wants to put a business in the community, what if somebody wanted to, I hate to think about it, put a pig farm next to my home? I have no vote, but I would have to say, no, I am totally against that. And the excuse he gave was, well, we want to make it easier for the small businesses. And they're that damn concerned about small businesses. Over the past decades, they would have been assisting small businesses. You mentioned it yourself. What was it, MEDC and the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation?
Yes, ma'am.
Which are there to help small businesses. But they did not. So, what is your position with the proposal that the planning department has?
Yeah, so that is, to me, we didn't put that in the proposal. I'll be honest with you. Our zoning advisory committee did not put that in there. That was language that was put in after we had already submitted what our recommendation is for the rezoning. No, I don't. I feel uncomfortable with knowing that people or colleagues that I work with went behind our backs and put that language in there. We did not ask for no one to have a voice to be able to say what we want to zone. You remember in my first communication with you, we stopped an individual from trying to open up a correction, what you want to say, a place where people who've been in corrections can have a place to live. And we didn't want that in our neighborhood. And we had that place. Yeah, boarding home. Thank you. So we closed that. We had that place closed down. If you had the right of choice with this new pieces of legislating coming in, we wouldn't have that choice. We wouldn't have that voice. Yeah, they would have just did it anyway. So no, I'm not for someone to say to you, as a person who paid taxes, enormous amount for a less amount of services, to be honest, because I pay those taxes as well, to not have a say-so on what you want in your community. That just doesn't make any sense. So, even when the time comes as a state legislator down the road for me, I'm going to be looking to amend that problem. Because what happens is that when we have these city meetings, the communication is not given so willingly. And so you have it, if you don't know, if Ms. Theo is not the one that's talking about it, or Marcus Cummings is not, the senior is not talking about it, or others who are active in the community are not talking about it, you're not going to have a group of people to be opposition towards that. And that's how they make their decisions, because less amount of participation leads them to make a decision because you don't have one person arguing against it.
Right. Okay. Now stop right there.
Yes.
What I'm hearing you say is that these kinds of meetings happen around the city, and they slip in. We don't want you Negroes voting, so we're just gonna take you out. Just erase that whole line. Just erase that, and then insert. No Negroes can vote. Well, now, if you don't know about the meeting, you cannot attend. You cannot object.
Correct.
You cannot say, not here, Junior.
That is true.
Now, the meetings, this is a citywide plan, it seems.
It is.
To go all over the city of Detroit, to let all of the residents not find out about these meetings. Because there's a particular one that I attended this past Saturday, I found out the night before. It was the last minute. And so we want to know, well, where do you notify people? In the legal news.
Yeah.
How many people get the legal news? How many people read the legal news? How many would read it if they had it? Nobody.
They got to know where to find it first.
Exactly. A lot of people don't even get the news in the free press, let alone the legal news.
Well, see, you heard what I said about it in the meeting. You know, most of our information or communication is outdated, right? So, and we find out that black clubs and associations, a lot of them are closed. They don't exist anymore. So, yes, we do have to be more diligent about our communication as finding out who still exists, who doesn't exist, what association exists, what doesn't exist when it comes to black clubs and things of that nature.
This gentleman said that he got the list from the Detroit Library. Most of them were shut down.
Right.
But anyway, the list was from 1974.
Yes,
you know how many people have relocated from neighborhoods since 1974 and into neighborhoods and just dropped dead?
But see, this one
y'all getting them riled up. I'm telling you, some phone calls.
That's why.
Okay.
Let's take a call. Let's see what we got out there.
Okay.
Yes, you on Hood Research Feedback. Theo Broughton, Brother Ishmael Terry from the Zoning Commission, and Mark Cummings. Talk to us. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, this is James Ford from the Obama weekend. I just want to ask the gentleman, could I get his contact information, email and phone number?
Yeah, got your pen ready?
Yes, I do.
All right, Ishmael Terry, James Ford wants.
I'm looking right at the camera.
Yeah, he wants your information. All right.
All right, it's 313-378-8474 is my phone number.
Okay, you got an email?
Yes, sir. That is All for One Detroit. That's ALLFOURONE. Detroit spelled out at gmail.com.
Okay, I just want to ask you one other question.
Fire
Have
away.
you heard anything about, there's a few proactive groups in the city that would like to have a paid fish pond in Detroit where the kids can go fishing, Afro-Americans, Mexicans, Hispanics, Arabs. Have you heard anything about that?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I'm going to be trying to contact you about that because it's very well needed. We have to drive to Dexter, Michigan for our kids to have a little place to fish. And I happened to listen in on one of your meetings the other day with the rec department, and I've been trying to contact them for the last week, and they won't return my call. So I am going to try to contact you, sir.
Okay, I look forward to speaking with you.
In all due respect. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, James. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Ford. Indeed, and he got that Real Talk newsletter.
Right.
And getting the word out. But that's the important thing. You want to be able to connect with people.
Correct.
That could be your advocate.
True. So we generated a newsletter, as we said in the meeting. We generated a newsletter that would allow meetings like this to be placed on there and send it out to Block Club leaders and all The reason why we did that is, one, just because of this conversation, lack thereof. And so the newsletter highlights all of those things. It gives opportunity for everyday working 9 to 5 residents that's in the city of Detroit a platform so they can actually, even with small businesses, you can't afford to go on Michigan Chronicle. You can't afford to go to the Detroit News and the Free Press. You can't get on Live and the D as a black business owner.
But did you know, with the News and the Free Press, there has been a blackout. There was a blackout on the black man.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a blackout on the black community and a blackout on our black issues.
Yes,
not much has been talked about that sewage and flooding that went in folks' basements and about the overtaxing.
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to the
and that's what the newsletter provides. It gives you an opportunity to be able to get up-to-date
information.
Content.
Now, that's on the website, right?
Actually, that's going to be sent in an email. So so we'll make sure it's more available through the emails than it is through website.
So they got to get on your list first to get
to get the email.
So do they get on the list through going to the website?
Yes, yes, and we are flooded. We have at least about 42,000 emails that come in. So it's really crazy.
That's impressive.
Well, that's because nobody's getting the information, and we're giving them that content. So, and then we have people who proofread it, so it's not just words.
All right.
So we have opportunities for people to get things like hood research. If they had an event and they wanted to get it out there, we have social media pages, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things, Instagram. So we're able to get your information out there quickly and with no cost. You heard that word, right?
No cost. I heard that word.
Yeah, so that's why everybody be going to us, because they're like, well, hey, you ain't charging no money to do it. But I guess the bigger it gets, so forth and so on. What should ever happen? But we have one of the things that we did do too is we started using mentees. That's in communication, that's in political science, that's in business. And we work with them as well to make sure that they are able to get the voice out.
Well, I hope you have your mentees work with Sabrina.
So
that
I know, I get you.
It'll be done right.
I get you.
Anyway, in the meantime, the Planning Commission has put this proposal together, and they were real sneaky about not wanting us to have a vote on what goes on in our own communities where we pay taxes. That is called voter suppression. I don't care how they type it. It's voter suppression. And the bottom line is no, no, and no. So, do you suggest that we contact our
your new city council member? Yes, ma'am. I suggest that you contact Fred Durhall. I go to third. With Fred Durhall. And you contact his office, speak loudly and clearly with with all of the other people in the McKenzie and Cody Rouge and all of these other areas in District 7.
Okay.
And make your voice be heard that this is not satisfactory.
Absolutely
and that
not.
And your voice is going to continue to be heard. You did not vote him to not take that away from you. You voted for him to give you a voice.
We already have a voice. Well, we don't want to take it away.
As a group.
That's right. And
I'm going to say this. The one bigger problems that we see in the city when we have these meetings, right? Even when we have in-person meetings, we'll have a group of people there in these meetings, and they are crass and loud, and they really want to get their voices heard. But if you do it the right way, and I mean have leaders instead of just a whole bunch of just people. When you have leaders and people together, those numbers add up. Politicians, I'm in there. I'm in that group. We run by numbers. Let me look in your camera. We run by numbers. If the numbers are increasingly high in one area and low in the other area, I'm going to spend most of my moments in the high areas than the low areas. if your Detroit residents get what I'm meaning. Because
We're talking about voting, folks. They know who voting, what areas vote.
Right.
That's right.
And I'm talking also about just people power. Because if you get cluster one small group to another small group to another small group, now you have my attention.
That's a big cluster.
And so now I have to listen to what you asking for. So that's where we have to fall in a little bit more closely with it. We have too many people who are working 9 to 5, 12-hour shifts, and others who just wants to go home and not be bothered. And just rather live the way it is.
No, you
now
got
we're
to
trying
be
to say
bothered.
to you, right, are you okay with living the way you are, or are you ready for a new change? So
do you realize if you do nothing, you're going to be stepped on, and you're going to have a pig farm next door to you.
but then, you know, poor representation is what you get.
Lord.
Right? So if you got poor representation, be it from the state, from the federal, and from the local, this is what you're going to get in return.
Absolutely.
Everybody has to play a role. And that's what I was saying about Saturday. We all have to play a role. No one is different from the other. We all pay taxes in this city to get the city moving. But how are we to elaborate on ideas that we want, innovative ideas?
But in the meantime, before some little sneaky stuff happens,
Yes, ma'am.
you need to call the current city council as well. The telephone number for city council is a 313 number, 224-3443, 224-3443, 313 city council. Main number is 224-3443. You can ask for the message to go to every single council member. Okay? Supposedly, the last full meeting for council is set to be tomorrow. However, I don't believe that for a minute. I know that we have 6 new council members coming in. You can also leave the message for those 6 if you do not have the individual numbers for all of the 9 council members. And we know that holidays are coming up, and people want to participate in holidays, which is fine, but you cannot forget those things that affect your daily life. Once the holiday is over, then you want to know, who put those pigs next door? Oh, God. So, therefore, you must call 224-3443. Why? Because they are the ones who are going to receive this proposal from the planning department. All of those people that don't even live in the city of Detroit, they don't care if I have a pig farm next door to me. They're not living in Detroit anyway. We have plenty of vacant land around here. So why they want to come and interrupt my peace? Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Well, the other thing, too, is this with the right of choice. Yes, it does give small businesses an opportunity to not have to go through the city or residents for confirmation. But we still have process inside of it where you have to hire 51% of the population. That's one. That's the stipulation. And 2, they still have to have a community agreement with the neighborhood. So they still have to have those components to be able to open their business. They can't just crop a business open. They still have to follow those same formats to be able to open up. So they can't just say, hey, you know, you wake up one day and there is a hair salon. That's just not how this works. So even though the zoning portion of it is to rezone it to be able to fit a stronger Detroit, they still have to follow by what was happening in 2018, 17, and 16, where they voted, city council voted for you to have 51% of the population has to be hired, and as well as a community. Now that community agreement is 5%. That's supposed to go back into a reinvestment into those neighborhoods.
Okay, what's the zone for a pig farm?
There's no zoning for a pig farm. You cannot have livestock.
So you say, until you go down 12th Street, I still call it 12th Street until it looks representative for Rosa Parks. Looks like crap. Anyway, as you go down 12th Street north,
Yeah.
There is a farm ranch, and Onyx got out. You say, who is Onyx? Onyx is a beautiful black stallion.
Yeah, you saw that.
And they found him just a couple blocks away, grazing in the grass, you know.
Right.
Then they said, listen, where does this horse come from, you know? You don't have a problem with a horse. In the city of Detroit, if you want to have a horse, you got to have at least an acre of land. That didn't change, did it?
No.
Okay. I remember years ago when our children were little, they come in the house, Mom, I said, what is it? What is it? There's a horse in the alley. What do you mean there's a horse in the alley? Yeah, come on, let me show you. Okay, so I go outside, the horse is gone, right? I don't see the horse in the alley. Right? A little while later, Mommy, what? He's out here again, you know.
He knew you was coming, so he had to come back out when the kids come.
So, as it turned out, there was a neighbor down the street that had a horse, you know, and he'd let him exercise in the alley. But anyway.
Well, we're not supposed to have livestock in the city, but.
Right. That's not a horse. The horses are okay. The livestock would be what? Chickens and
chickens and hogs.
Lord, well, they found out that down 12th Street, there was some chickens, and what else did this lady have? So now they're giving her a hard time. She has an orchard. Nothing wrong with an orchard, you know, but anyway, I don't know what's going on right now, but she's been there for, 4 or 5 years. Nobody did anything.
We'll have to have her on the show.
I know some people have livestock where they have a whole bunch of pit bulls, and I'll go around the neighborhoods, and I'll be like, man, you need that many pit bulls?
Now tell us about that. What is the acceptance? One is too many for me, but
well, there's no ordinance that allow you to have a number of how many dogs you can actually, or cats you can have in your
house,
and in your area, in your dwelling.
You know that from some of the cat ladies.
Yeah, right. Remember those days? We still got some today.
But
to
you know,
this day.
Ishmael, you had mentioned earlier about your experience at the state level,
yes, sir,
as well as policy making and the like.
Yes, sir.
And we only got a little bit of time left, but we know it's a lot of money coming through the federal government now. We got a lot of bills, $1 trillion bills being cut.
Yes, sir.
It's got to come down through the state to get to the local level.
Mm-hmm.
How do we connect all of this? That's the main thing.
So one, you need stronger legislators in appropriation. Appropriation makes the money go. Everyone believes that it's just Governor Whitmer and the Speaker and the Minority Whip. It's not just them. It's the Appropriation Committee. The committee has at least 12 to 13 legislators, ranging from not just the city of Detroit, but they have them in all areas, Superior Townships and others. They making the decisions on how that budgeting is going to go. Then the governor makes her recommendation, the speaker makes his recommendation, and then it goes through the Appropriation Committee. So if you have, say like you have Detroit legislators that's up there now, right? Depending on what is their ranking, that's how far it's going to go. Okay, so if you don't have high-ranking legislators from Detroit, representation from Detroit,
they can't help Detroit.
No. I'm gonna be honest with
you. And see, that's the main thing we got to understand. The state, buttresses the city.
Correct.
So unless we got strong state leaders who need to connect with the legislatures here in the city.
Yeah, one of the things that could be better off, and I was telling Ms. Theo this before, one thing that I have witnessed in all my years up in Lansing is that the first group of people that I work with, Fred Durhall, George Cushenberry, and all of them, Jimmy Womack and them, right? This is during the Granholm era and even the Blanchard area. Those people were more entwined with the residents in the area that they represented. So they even lived in the neighborhood. They had district offices in the neighborhood. So you can get those resources. You can get communications really relatively closely. The further it got towards my generation in the 70s and the 80s and 90s, those legislators wasn't educated in this, right? So they further away themselves from the residents. They crop up when it's time to vote, when it was over and they got in. They were as excited, so they could spend, because you're only getting $70,000, $80,000 a year. Right?
So they're really not coming from that public grassroots growth.
Yeah,
and
so I wanted to change that way. So I hung around with Theo and all of them for decades.
This is the woman to know.
And Miss and Maureen Taylor and all of those people.
All of those folks.
Yeah, so I just hung around with all of them long enough to understand what's both sides of the track, to be educated. So representation will be better in the years to come when I come.
Sounds good.
And you know, also,
down to 4 minutes.
Yeah,
4 minutes, people.
Good grief! You remember Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick
that was
on the federal level, was on appropriation.
Yes,
and she did give some good assistance to the city of Detroit. She
yes,
really did.
And that's what I was saying. Appropriation really deals with all of the contracts and they the ones that say it goes. And then
money.
The business really starts in the committees. Once once you are told what committees you're going to be in, depending on what party is really running the state. So if you have all Democrats, then whoever's the Democratic leaders and the Democratic speaker will then designate which legislators will have what committees to deal with.
Well, we got to hook this up, Ishmael. You're going to have to hook up Hood Research. We're going to have to blow this up, allforone.com, and get this ball rolling. Give you number one last time, and call on the number this Saturday. Don't we want them to call, Miss Broden?
Absolutely. And you're invited to an afternoon with Hood Research.
All right.
This Saturday and every Saturday from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. All you need to do is dial 1-978-990-5000. It'll ring one time. Then you put in the access code, which is 338-729. Press the pound key and join us. We have people from all levels with us. As a matter of fact, yesterday I had an opportunity to interview Jay Butler. How did I say? Jay Butler.
Jay Butler.
Oh, yeah.
Radio icon.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, we're looking forward to you joining us. Give the number out once again so those tuned in, if they didn't get it before, they can write it down now.
Yes, so my number is 313-378-8474. Excuse me, that's 313-378-8474. And our email is allforone.detroit@gmail.com.
ALLFOUR.
You got it.
ONE.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
You one of them entrepreneurs that want to open a business, standalone business in this Russell Woods area, Barton McFarland area, get in touch with this guy. This is the guy.
And not to mention, this city has a lot of vacant land, but they want to come over and get on my nerves. Put a pig farm next door. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, it's terrible being at the end of the show when you're having such fun.
I had too much fun.
I know that's
Y'all got
right.
me chuckling.
We didn't
laughing all with these pigs.
We didn't get in it. What's your birthday, by the way?
My birthday.
Flip said we got 1 minute.
October 21st.
Affirmation.
I got the affirmation.
October 21st.
We gonna holler after the 21st.
October.
10/24,
10/21.
10/21. And while he's looking up, as I always say, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you, encourage you to share with us, to help us all make better informed decisions. Did
Real
you get
quick,
it?
October 21st, Louis
Yes.
Alexander opened the first African-American fashion museum in Harlem, New York, folks.
Ooh.
And then in 1929, Walter F. Broadnax, U.S. Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services for the Clinton administration. So we talking politics. Politics is on his birthday. Affirmations. Black folks get things done. Let's all look out for one another.
I'm a politician.
Thank you for tuning in.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.